Welcome back, True Seeker. It is a Sunday, December 4th, 2022. And a few guys notified me that Brian put out a video yesterday about what happened when I showed up at the Oklahoma City Memorial just before our gathering on April 19th. I got into town a few days early. I believe it was April the 15th, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember the top of my head got really burnt that day. I was walking around Oklahoma. It was a hot, beautiful day. And man, had the top of my head never been so red before. I'd just gotten too short of a haircut. But anyway, if you guys missed what happened when I showed up in Oklahoma City at the museum, I was walking up to the front of the building. And you can see Brian's latest video here. The gentleman on the far right in that thumbnail with the sunglasses, as I was approaching the front doors, he walked up to me and he said, "Are you Zachary Hubbard?" And I said, "I am." And as soon as I said, "I am," he put his hands on me and he started to shove me off the property and said, "I need to get off the property." And he didn't ask me to get off the property. He just started to shove me right away. And I was totally surprised. And again, I didn't have my phone out. I wasn't recording anything. I wasn't taking pictures. I was just walking up to the museum. But as soon as he started to shove me, then I did pull my phone out of my pocket and began to record. It wasn't a live stream. It was just a video that I uploaded after it happened. But almost as fast as I got the video up, Brian, you guys know Brian, his main channel is High Impact Flix. This is his backup channel. Here's the deal. Again, Brian has High Impact Flix, which he's most known for. He has Grease Monkey videos. I think when he initially covered this, he put it on his Grease Monkey videos channel, if I'm not mistaken. And then for whatever reason, he re-uploaded the same video yesterday. And again, the reason I want to address this is because Brian's gone out of his way over the years to slander me, to put down Gematria, to say he thinks the research is BS. And the thing was, I requested, in January at the start of this year, I said, "Hey, Brian, we're coming out for April 19th for the anniversary of the bombing. It's in your own backyard. Could you promote it on your channel? Can you bury the hatchet? Can you help bring out the truth seekers? Because like you always say, we got to come together and we got to change this world because we're on a bad path." I mean, that's the one thing where Brian and I agree. The world's on a bad path. Well, there's more than one thing we agree on. We're both not about the politics. We're both not about the religion. We're both about bringing information that people should know about to change their mind, hopefully for the better. But Brian likes to slander me and the research I put out. And the thing is, if you go through Brian's comments, there's a lot of people that were impressed by what I was saying to those guards in that video with the information, and they're asking where they can find out more about it. And it's too bad that he hasn't helped his own audience find out more about it, because everyone should know the information that I'm sharing. And again, if you read through his comments, there's also some people that are like, "Gematria is so stupid." Here, if you have not watched this video, again, you could have seen this video on my channel without Brian's commentary. You could have seen this video on Brian's channel back in April when he first uploaded it. Again, he uploaded this video initially April 15th. It was crazy how fast he got the video out. I mean, it's like, obviously he's following my channel. And the sad thing was, Brian in his video says that I shouldn't have been there by myself. Well, the only reason I was there by myself that day is because I got into town way faster than I expected to. I pretty much drove straight through from Washington State to Oklahoma City. I was planning on taking a little bit longer to get there. But I don't know. I just didn't get that tired, so I pretty much drove straight through. And I got there a day earlier because of it. But anyhow, on my day there earlier, my plan was to visit the museum, maybe pick up on some more information, but instead I never got through the front doors because they were waiting for me, which really surprised me. And anyhow, I want to, if you've not watched the video, I dropped some knowledge on them about the number 201. And if you guys don't know what it is about 201, you're probably new here. I will catch you up to speed, but I want you to know what blew my mind right after this happened. I did not realize that on the backside of the memorial for the Oklahoma City bombing, on the same property, it's pretty obvious who the private ownership is of the museum, because on the backside of the memorial is the Masonic Lodge. And I did not realize that the Masonic Lodge was on the property until right after I got kicked off the campus, just walking around. And the funny thing is, I went there to teach about the number 201 in the Jesuit order and why the number is so important to them and why it's so encoded in what really happened to that building on that day, just before 9/11, where 2 towers became 0 before they became 1. Remember, McVeigh was put to death 3 months before 9/11. But what blew my mind is, again, this Masonic lodge on the backside, and then to find out that in the history of the building, it's written that the building sold for $201,000. And again, almost no one in Brian's audience knows about any of this information, even though they should. And again, Brian, if you're out there watching, look at all the people in your comments that say, where can I learn more about what he's talking about, 201? Well, why are you keeping this information from your audience? Why? And by the way, Brian, if you are out there, I did pin the link for how to join the stream. If you are out there and you want to come on and explain yourself, you're more than welcome to. But here's the thing, you guys. Here's the deal with 201. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Event 201, and that event was spearheaded by Klaus Schwab, who's a Jesuit. And right now we're living in the time of the first Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis, who's also the first to live in Suite 201 in the Vatican. And you guys might know Pope Francis is a huge football fan. We'll talk more about Argentina being the last team to advance from the 16-round stage 201 days after the manager's birthday. Of course, before the tournament began, we showed how the World Cup was seemingly structured around the Pope. You guys might have noticed when Pope Francis replaced Pope Benedict, what was the World Cup right after that? Argentina versus Germany, the two nations that represent the two popes. Anyway, this 201 thing in Oklahoma City, there's 201 rituals all throughout history. Most of the big events that have been scarred into our minds, from Oklahoma City to 9/11 to COVID to a whole bunch of other big ordeals, they have 201 all over it. This is the stamp number of the Jesuits. So I want you to see this about Tim McVeigh, who's blamed for the Oklahoma City bombing. He was sentenced to death on June 13th. June 13th, 97, sentenced to death. That's the day leaving 201 days in the year, which is a day full of very interesting history, to say the least. But again, 201 days left in the year, Timothy McVeigh sentenced to death. Now, gematria is a very simple practice of coding numbers into words, which comes from Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism. And again, we do teach the 4 base ciphers: the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, the reverse alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. And I will show you why you want to know all 4 of these ciphers. But just starting with the most simple, the cipher on the left, A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z is 26. If you write out the name of the man blamed for that day, his name is 177 forwards and 201 when you run it in reverse. And I just want you to see how when you write out the Jesuit order, it's 177 when you write it forwards and 201 in reverse. These numbers come together in a lot of rituals. Again, Event 201 was put on by Klaus Schwab, whose name equals 177. Captain Tom in the UK, who died from COVID, so we were told, was knighted on July 17th. And then died 201 days later. He's known for the Burma campaign, and he died one day after Burma's government fell to the military, and that government was set up on the same day in history. The Jesuits are recognized by Rome, and blah, blah, blah. They do a lot of rituals with all kinds of Jesuit puppets, like Elon Musk with 177 and 201. These numbers come together a lot. And again, Timothy McVeigh has the 201 encoded in his name. Now, his accomplice was Terry Lynn Nichols, who also has the 201 in his name. Terry Lynn Nichols, 201. See how it's 201 and 84? Again, look at the Jesuit order. 201 and 84. The first Jesuit pope is Pope Francis, whose birth name is Jorge Mario Bergoglio, whose name is 201, right? 201. The first Jesuit pope, the first to live in Suite 201 at the Vatican. You know how I was just talking about how Argentina won yesterday, 201 days after the manager's birthday? Yesterday was the 3rd day of the 12th month, 3/12. And they had Argentina scheduled to play on that day in the perfect ritual in tribute to the Pope, who's a huge football fan. And if you saw the second goal of the game, if you happen to be watching the Argentina game yesterday, You see how Pope has Gematria 56 in reverse? Also 52 forward, like the calendar's 52 weeks, named after Pope Gregory the 13th. But Pope's 56 and Rome is 57. The second goal by Argentina that pretty much put the game away was at 56 minutes and change, so 56 minutes and seconds, which means it was the 57th minute of the game. If you saw that goal, the goalie kicked the ball out just barely in front of him, right to the Argentina player, who then just kicked the ball back into the goal. And it was like, okay, why would you ever do that? It's because the games are scripted. It's just like how England won their first game 6-2 after the death of the Queen, synced up with the Queen's death. And again, the Queen became the Queen on the 6th day of the second month, and her first coronation was on June 2nd, and another day that can be written 6-2, and Queen's 73 in reverse, like how Charles was 73 when she died, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, forwards and backwards. So the founder of the Jesuits, Ignatius of Loyola, what's his name equal? 201, right? 201. And by the way, I forgot to mention that Pope Francis, the first Jesuit Pope, not only is he the first to live in Suite 201 at the Vatican, but it has a name. It's called the Domus Sanctae Martae, which is 201 in 312, exactly like his birth name, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, first Pope to live in it. A room pretty much made for him. And, in light of him being from Argentina, look into Adolf, his birth certificate, Adolf Hitler, again, the Catholic Church who turned their back on the Nazis who wore red and black like the Jesuits do. But Adolf Hitler's birth name is Adolphus Hitler, if you guys didn't know it. And again, you'll just find this number all over history. So, Timothy McVeigh, right? Again, 201. He was supposedly arrested because he was driving a car with no license plate on it. And that car was a Mercury Marquis, which is also 201 and 177, like the Jesuit order. Like how his name the other way is 177, 201. And the thing about Mercury, him driving a Mercury, it happened on a Wednesday. Wednesday is named after the planet Mercury. And if you look at Mercury on the periodic table, it's the only element that has an atomic weight where the approximation is 201. It's like 200. What is, here, I'll put it up here. Mercury periodic table. Let's see what it is again. It is, hold on. What's wrong? Okay, why is this being so difficult? Oh, there it is, 200.592. So that rounds to 201, right, on the periodic table. You guys ever heard of the 33-day Pope who went to bed on the Jesuit order's birthday and never woke up again? A lot of people speculate that he was killed with arsenic, which is the 33rd element on the periodic table. Anyway, 201, right? This huge number. And then lo and behold, the Masonic Lodge behind the memorial sold for $201,000. Now, the other thing that's interesting about this is when you write out counterterrorism, it's also 201. And the nation's first counterterrorism bill was passed by Joe Biden, Jesuit Joe. Remember, Jesuit Joe sacrificed his son Beau at age 46, 201 days before the Pope's birthday. And then he became number 46 in the election exactly 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday. And by the way, it was the 59th presidential election. Pope Francis is 59. Benedict stepped down on the 59th day of the year. That second goal that I was talking about yesterday in the Argentina game, the guy who scored it, it was 59 days before his birthday. But again, 59th presidential election, Joe Biden becomes number 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday, after Beau Biden died at age 46, 201 days before the Pope's birthday. And let's not forget that John F. Kennedy equals 59. And, he died at age 46. And let's also not forget that Catholic equals 46. And there's 46 books in the Catholic Old Testament. And there's 145 more chapters, like Catholics also 145. And then Catholics even 35. And JFK was number 35, the nation's first Catholic president. Joe Biden was elected 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday, inaugurated on the Pope's 35th day of his age. And again, we said a year and a half in advance why Joe Biden would be number 46. I remember Brian seemed to be a little bit taken by the news and said it looked like Trump got cheated. And again, Brian should have been aware and might have been aware, but he might not have told his audience about the simulation. See how Jesuit order alone's 144? 144 days before the election at Jesuit Georgetown, they did something called the Transition Integrity Project, simulating that Biden would win the presidential election narrowly. Trump would refuse to step down, saying he was cheated, which would lead to deadly violence between Americans. And for the record, President Biden's also 144. Also 72. Jesuit orders 144 and 72. President Trump's also 72. Jesuit educated it for him. President Biden and President Trump are both 72 and 81. They said Biden got 81 million votes. He's from Scranton, Pennsylvania on Interstate 81. And The Office is set in Scranton, Pennsylvania that ran 201 episodes. And the star, John, what's his name, Krasinski, from The Office, he's in the Jack Ryan CIA series where Jack Ryan's Jesuit educated. And the words in the CIA's logo, Central Intelligence Agency, United States of America, exactly what's written in the logo, in the circle around the eagle with the crest, 201. See that? And the CIA was established on the Pope's 201st day of his age, Pope Pius at the time, on his 201st day of his age. Notice how Catholic Pope also equals 201. That's who the Jesuits serve. And for the record, the CIA's motto, the work of a nation, the center of intelligence. Guess what the phrase equals, you guys? Guess before I put it in. What's it equal? Run it in reverse with numerology. It's 201. You see how they do it? You see how they do it? The CIA established September 18th, 47 on the 201st day of the Pope's age. The words in the logo are 201. The motto's 201. You got the Jesuit series, Jack Ryan. He's got quotes in the book like, the Jesuits, we run the world, we're just humble about it. Now, here's the other thing, too. You see how Central Intelligence Agency is 117 and 243? The Oklahoma City bombing was 243 days after Bill Clinton's birthday, who's also Jesuit educated. Almost everyone in D.C. is. And it was exactly 117 weeks after he became president. 117 weeks after becoming president, 243 days after his birthday. Central Intelligence Agency 243-117. And 243 is the 35th triangular number. That means if you had 1 through 35, it equals 243. Oklahoma City is on Interstate 35, as is Dallas, where JFK number 35 was assassinated, two of the nation's biggest tragedies of all time. For the record, again, these things are about impacting the minds of the masses. The word I is 35 and 46, like JFK number 35 killed at age 46. The I went on the dollar bill in 1935. Genesis 3:5 is about the eyes of God. Christmas Day is 1225, which has a square root of 35. To the occult, the eye of God is the sun. Again, the Catholic Church started out as a sun cult. They're the ones that moved Christmas Day to Christmas Day, 1225, square root of 35. The old pronunciation of Jesus is Jesus, which is 35. They call it the Holy See, the territories that the Catholic Church controls, 35. You know what I mean? Jesuitism, 35, when spelled correctly. Okay, so again, we're hitting a lot of points here. I think we've covered 201 pretty thoroughly and some of the other numbers that are important to the ritual. If you go to the day of the counterterrorism, the nation's first counterterrorism bill passing, which was Jesuit Joe Biden, it passed on the governor of Oklahoma's birthday at the time, who's also Jesuit educated. He went to Georgetown like Clinton. From the day that bill passed to the day Oklahoma City blew up was 68 days later. And notice how the word terror is 68. And again, if you guys don't know how Brian and I's feud started, back when our feud started, Brian copied one of my videos word for word, but he left out the gematria component of the video. And I still remember what he covered in his videos, or what he titled his video. He called it the mother of all coincidences. The mother of all coincidences. And it was teaching about 1968, the year World Trade Center construction began, the year 911 was made the National Emergency Dialing Code, the year George W. Bush graduated from Yale and Skull and Bones, the year 2001 A Space Odyssey came out, the year the New York Jets had their only Super Bowl winning season. The World Trade Center is built to withstand a jet crashing into them because they were so tall. The year Boeing debuted their jumbo jetliner. It's even the year Osama bin Laden started his education at this special prep school. But again, the word terror has gematria 68, 94, 41. Why do those numbers matter? The legislation for Oklahoma City, or not for Oklahoma City, but for the counterterrorism bill was on the 41st day of the year. 9/11 happened on a date with 41 numerology. By the way, Al-Qaeda in Saudi Arabia equal 41 as well. USA also equals 41. But again, 1968, all those things happen. 41 connects with this bill, counterterrorism bill, passing on the 41st day of the year, 68 days before Oklahoma City. And then the 94 matters because the World Trade Centers opened on the 94th day of 1973, April 4th. 5 years to the day of the MLK assassination. By the way, MLK was assassinated in 68, and from his assassination to the nation's first major gun control legislation was 201 days later. And also, you see how gun control is 139? Huge number with gun. When Jesuit Joe had his big assault weapons ban in 94, that was on 13/9, the 13th day of September. But from RFK's assassination in 68 to that gun control legislation was 139 days later. And these patterns are so persistent to this day, coding these same numbers over and over and over. So terror, 68, 94. They had the Timothy McVeigh trial in Denver. Notice Denver's got the 68, 94. And there's a statue in front of the Oklahoma City Memorial that's put there by the Catholic Church that's right across the street. Again, the Jesuits serve the Catholic Church. And the statue is titled, "And Jesus Wept." So it's got the 68 and 40, like terror. "And Jesus Wept" is the name of the statue. And there's even more. That church's address is 307, which is the 63rd crime. Terrorism is 63. It's also 54, like how Osama bin Laden was killed on his 54th day of being 54 years old. He was also killed 119 weeks after Obama took office. And there's a lot more to say about all that as well. But anyway, you know, Brian watches these videos, right? Like he knew about terror in 68 and he copied the video word for word, but then he left off the Gematria 68 piece. And it's like, why, if you're going to copy the video, why can't you at least share that information? Or maybe if you're even skeptical about it, why not say like, and by the way, you know how Brian sometimes is like, you know, give me some feedback on what you guys think about this. What do you guys think about the Gematria? Do you think it's relevant that all these things happened in 68 and the World Trade Centers opened on the 94th day of 73 and the date numerology of the attack was 41? Do you think that's a coincidence? You know, he could have done that, but instead he just said everything that happened in 68 and ended the video. And my video was doing everything that he did word for word. He even made the one mistake I made in the video. If you guys remember the video I'm talking about with Brian, in the video I showed a commemorative coin from Israel that actually came out of the 6-Day War. By the way, check out the Gematria 6-Day War. You see how it's got the 119 in it? For the record, so does Star of David, so does Orthodox. But anyway, the coin is actually from 67. In the video I made, I said it was in 68 because I thought it was at the time, but then I did more research and found out it came out in 67. But it shows a plane flying at two scrolls that look a lot like two towers, just the way it's designed. And Brian even put that in his video. He's like, look at this coin too from 68. So, I mean, he copied everything that I did in the video. He just left out the Gematria piece. And I thought, I mean, really? To show all that, to copy everything but leave out the Gematria, the thing that nobody knows about? And, you know, Brian, I know Brian got into a feud with Russian Vids and Richie from Boston and close to a year ago now. And Russian Vids was making a big deal about Brian's video where he showed a picture of himself at age 17 and said, this is me 33 years later. And Russian Vids focused on, again, what's considered the most pure cipher out of these four ciphers is the dark blue one. Masonry equals 33, secrecy 33, order 33, federal 33. Again, Russian Vid just learned about gematria from me, and he does with the knowledge what I tell him not to do. I say you shouldn't use this knowledge to decode civilians because, again, I mean, a lot of people, for example, a lot of people in the world have the name Michael, right? There's a lot of Kims in the world. Does that mean they're Masons? I mean, it is possible that a guy could say, hey, here's my picture from 33 years ago, and it's a coincidence. But there is something interesting about Brian saying, here's me 33 years after being age 17, because both of those numbers are very important to Masonry. The word Mason equals 17, and again, Masonry is 33. And then you have the House of the Temple in D.C. that's at the address 1733 and has 33 columns on the outside that are each 33 feet tall. And the other thing that I find interesting about Brian, and people who follow his channel know it's true, Brian has been using an ad for about, I want to say it's close to 3 years now. 2 to 3 years he's been using the same ad about, I'm approaching 54. You know, it's like, well, how long are you going to run that ad for? Because you must have turned 54 a while back. You've been playing that ad over and over and over. I'm almost 54. It's like, well, he's been almost 50. It's like when CNN once upon a time celebrated Kim Jong-un's 33rd birthday 2 years in a row. If my channel hadn't been deleted a million times, I used to have both videos up. I was like, okay, last year they celebrated his 33rd birthday. Now he's 33 again. Once upon a time on his Wikipedia page, it said he was born in 83. Now he's born in 84, the infamous year. But it is interesting how Brian Young's name is 54 forwards and backwards, and he keeps up his ad about being 54 years for all these years. So I'll even say that could be a coincidence. You know, that could be some kind of synchronicity. You know, as far as I know, Brian's not a member of the Jesuit order. I mean, there's enough people, like, if there's 1,000 people that watch this stream, if we did everybody's name gematria, there'd probably be somebody whose name equals 201, right? At least one person. There might be a few. And all, let's say 1,000 people watch it, 3 of their names out of 201. None of them might have anything to do with the Jesuit order. That could be a coincidence. That's why I say don't use the knowledge that way, but just look throughout history at the way rituals come together. I mean, do you really think it's a coincidence that every last thing pretty much encoded in the Oklahoma City bombing is 201, Timothy McVeigh, Terry Lynn Nichols, the car, the fact that he was a federal government employee, the way the numbers coded on the CIA that was established on the Pope's 201st day of his age. I mean, this is where you see the larger pattern and you say, okay, this is way beyond coincidence. And then you find out there's a Masonic lodge on the backside that sold for $201,000. And for people who don't know the connection with the Masons and the Jesuits, modern Freemasonry was created by the Jesuit order. Modern Freemasonry was created in 1717. And for the record, this nation was created 59 years later, which is the 17th prime number, and Freemasonry is also 59. Freemasonry's got the 139 in it like America. Freemasonry's got the 158 in it like the Jesuits' birthday is the 15th day of the 8th month. You know, you can see Pope Francis, the first Jesuit Pope, he likes to do the hidden hand pose where he tucks his hand in. Notice how his name, Pope Francis, again, we talked about the 59, also the 58. So, yeah, I mean, this is why we went to Oklahoma City. When I got there, I didn't realize that I didn't realize the Masonic temples on the backside. I didn't know about it being sold for $201,000. Oh, you know what other 201 I forgot? I also didn't know this when I got there. Shout out to Paul. Paul came out with his wife, and Paul brought me this piece of information. On the day of the Oklahoma City bombing, Richard Snell, who tried to blow up the same building in 83, was sentenced to death. And if you read about Richard Snell, the day he was put to death, which is the same day the building blew up, he was saying all day long that the building was going to blow up. All day long, Richard Snell was saying that the building was going to blow up. His name is also 201. And you know what else? I'm forgetting another name. I think it's Paul G. Millar. Oh, shoot. Or I know it's Robert G. Millar. That's what it is. I was thinking Paul because his name is Paul. Robert G. Millar is the way they do it. Also 201. Robert G. Millar is who ran the white supremacist camp in Arkansas, where Clinton was from. If you guys didn't catch this, you see how Jesuit is 42? So is Georgetown. Clinton was the 42nd governor of Arkansas and the 42nd president. And again, the governor of Oklahoma at the time, he also went to Georgetown. And the brother of the governor of Oklahoma at the time put out the book, The Final Jihad, which has Tom McVeigh as a main character in the book, where the same federal building gets blown up. And he'd already been writing the book at the time of it happening. If you haven't seen his book, The Final Jihad, it's as big as the Bible. It has an old publishing date. It was taken out of publishing and put back into print right after Oklahoma City. Again, because Google's flushed and scrubbed the internet, back when I started this research, back in 2013, you used to be able to find the posts of the old publishing date of that book before the bombing happened. But even still, even with the new publishing date, which is right after the bombing, there's no way he wrote that whole book in that short period of time. It's just, it's got pretty much the same character name and the same building gets blown up. I mean, these guys are in the club. By the way, for a person who's new here, Georgetown's 129. The number 129 is the number 201 in base counting. Vince Dooley, whose name is 129, the old Georgia college football coach. Last year, he watched Georgia win the championship in Indianapolis on his 129th day of his age. They put up on the screen that he won 201 games with Georgia, and it was the latest 201 ritual in Indianapolis, the only city in America that equals 201. The year before the college basketball championship, Elgin Baylor died, who was Jesuit educated, and then Baylor won the championship 201 days after his birthday and 201 days before the Baylor coach's upcoming birthday, and not to mention the Baylor coach went to college in Indianapolis at Butler. But again and again, these same numbers. Tom Brady has 1,201 rituals in his life, including, his ex-wife now, Giselle, being born on the 201st day of the year, and him being born 201 years after the nation was born and the year the Illuminati was established. And by the way, Order of Illuminati, the formal title, the Illuminati is 201, and it was founded by the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt, who died 201 days after the anniversary of its establishment. It's kind of like State of Israel, the official name of Israel. David Ben-Gurion, who declared it a nation, died 201 days after the anniversary of its establishment. So yeah, I mean, there's even more. There's just so much to all of these rituals. But off the top of my head, that's most of it. And shout out to Nathan. Their newspaper, the Oklahoman. Oh, okay. Yeah, here, I want to make a point about that. I didn't know that about the Oklahoma. Good one. Let's type it out. The Oklahoman. Yeah, right on. So, okay, I thought this was a coincidence. I actually talked about this while I was in Oklahoma City. The entire news team that was there from NBC, every single person on the news team was wearing the North Face gear, right? And people would be like, well, Zach, you wear a North Face fleece all the time, which is true. So, I mean, it's a pretty popular brand, right? It's a pretty popular brand, the North Face. And I was aware that it equaled 201. And I said, they could just be sponsored by the North Face. I know the whole ritual is 201, but maybe it's a coincidence. Well, what I did not realize right at the moment when the news team was there, I can't remember if I ended up just like reading more and it dawned on me the next day or a few days later, but it wasn't long after. But I said, I was reading over the Oklahoma City bombing, and they make a point that the north face of the building was blown off. And I was just like, wow. So that probably isn't an accident. And then NBC for the anniversary's got all their employees out there in 201 gear. Again, I've only been to, unless they're always wearing unless they're always wearing the North Face in Oklahoma City. But that day, the entire news team that was out there was all in the North Face gear. So it was kind of interesting. If anything's coincidental about the 201s, you could argue that it was that, but not the rest of it. Not the rest of it. Okay. All right, but appreciate that. Great observation, Nathan. And here, just to, in case you didn't see, I'll let you guys watch Brian's version of the video. You can just watch the uninterrupted version of the video at, I think it's on GematriaEffectNews 23. I think that's the channel I was using at the time at Oklahoma City. Can always switch between all my different channels depending on what's not suspended. But here, we can watch Brian's version of the video, and I'll just go full screen mode for this. Okay, and again, Brian, if you're out there, Brian, again, if you're out there, Brian, I would like you to come on and explain yourself for why you continue to slander me and not really share this information with your audience, maybe outside of this video. So he did cover this back in April. I don't know why. Well, I haven't. If Brian is controlled, here's what I noticed about Brian's re-upload of this yesterday on December 3rd. It was 228 days after the anniversary of Oklahoma City, April 19th. Oh, hold on. I do got to say one more thing. April 19th, you guys, look at this. Ignatius of Loyola, April 19th. Again, the founder of the Jesuits, right? The founder of the Jesuits, Ignatius of Loyola, became the general of the Society of Jesus, the first superior general of the Jesuits on April 19th in 1541. So the Oklahoma City bombing on that day. And that day's been huge all throughout history. You know, from Waco to the Revolutionary War. Look at the Revolutionary War. What day did it start? April 19th, right? April 19th. So the day that in addition to the 201, that day is important to the Jesuit history. And yeah, again, just to set up this video, like Brian said, complete audit failure. This wasn't an audit. I wasn't there to audit, and I didn't have a camera out. I wasn't ready for any of this. I had to pull this out of my pocket once I was already getting shoved just to record and document what happened. I had walked from the hotel to the museum, and I did do a short live stream on the way walking over there, but I ended the live stream because I told people, I said, I'm going to check out the museum. And, you know, the phone, the live stream was over. The phone was off. I was still like a block from the museum. When I ended the live stream, I walked up, I was approaching the front doors, and then boom, here comes the security guard to ask me if I'm Zachary Hubbard. And when I said yes, immediately hands on both my shoulders and started shoving me backwards. I said, whoa. And I was trying to stand my ground, and then I did stand my ground. So then he got on his walkie-talkie, and he calls for Pat, who's considerably bigger than he was. Pat was the muscle. And again, so that pretty much sets up where we are. Here we go. And then this is Brian's going to take my video and put his commentary on it. But yeah, I'll let this play out, and we'll see if maybe Brian shows up to explain himself. And for people who don't know, again, I asked Brian for 4 months before this happened to promote it and come out. He never did. And instead, Brian went to Las Vegas, went on vacation in Las Vegas, and then did his first ever live stream on April 19th in Las Vegas, giving us some history of the Trump Tower where he spent the night at. And I just thought, man, this is the guy that keeps telling his audience we've got to come together and take a stand and raise awareness. And it's like, man, he could have come out and done it with us. We had about 70 people come out for this event. And I imagine had Brian brought his audience, we might have had several hundred people there. Who knows? But Brian has a big following. Maybe we would have 1,000 people there. That would have been even more impactful. And by the way, we had an awesome live stream going on April 19th, but Google took it down for bogus reasons. Okay. Here it is. Hold on. I see you guys saying no audio. No audio, really? Hold up. Could you guys just hear me a minute ago when I was talking? How is my YouTube video muted? It's not muted at all. That is weird. Can you guys hear me right now? Hold on. No audio. What in the world? Why would there be no audio? You can hear me, but you can't hear the video. That doesn't make sense. The video should be playing just fine. Huh. I don't know why there'd be no audio on the video. It should be. That is bizarre. So here's the troll, Kenny G. So Kenny G, when you come, do you say things like that on Brian? Because Brian re-up. So I was going to make the point too. Brian re-uploaded this video 228 days after April 19th. That 228 is important to the Waco siege because the Waco siege started on 228. And by the way, if you're new here, I mean, that number is also relevant to the nation. United States of America is 228. So I find it interesting that Brian would re-upload this video out of the blue on 228 days after. So, and by the way, Kenny G's a troll, so I'm going to block him. But yeah, Kenny G's a troll. He's on Arthur's channel trolling. I mean, he's just a loser. But yeah, it's actually Brian. So like, I'll make videos addressing Brian. All of my videos addressing Brian are factual and educational. Brian's made a lot of videos about me, and all they are is slanderous, lying, one-sided. It's like watching the news media when they're trying to, use their bias to paint a picture. Brian's a lot like the news media in that way. Every video I've ever made addressed to Brian has been beneficial because, again, I'm dropping interesting information. Brian's videos are different. Brian's had, he streams on other platforms. He did like a 2-hour live stream on, I forget if it was D Live or one of those other ones, but it was like 2 hours of just talking shit about me. And it's like, well, if you're going to spend 2 hours talking about me, why not bring me on and have a debate or something? So, yeah, that Kenny G's just a troll. And now he's blocked. But, yeah, you won't see Brian on Kenny G on Brian's channel going, why you dick riding Zach? Again, for the troll who's still out there watching, I'm responding because he put up this video again yesterday. Let me try playing here. You guys, I'm going to try playing the video right now and let me know if you can hear the video when my face is on here. Maybe I need to be on the screen for some reason for it to play. Let's try this one more time. Okay, this is bizarre. This used to work. You guys are, yeah, this doesn't make sense. I don't know how it can possibly know to mute out the video. This is bizarre. I mean, it's loud here in the room. I'm playing it right now. It doesn't make any sense. Volume's on. I hear the volume loud. I don't even know how this technology works because it's like, I'm dumbfounded. I'm dumbfounded. Here, let me try. No, I just don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. Here, I turned it up some more. Here, let's try one more time. I turned it up even more, but it's already loud. I don't know how you could possibly not hear it. Okay, well, I don't know. Somehow there must be something new. As time goes on, they figure out more and more ways to not like I used to be able to like, because I have Spectrum cable, right? I can watch Spectrum through my computer. I used to be able to take screenshots of the Spectrum cable on the computer and use those in videos. And I used to do that all the time, or for a blog post. Now, if I take a screenshot of Spectrum cable, it just shows up as a black thing. Somehow they figured out the way to censor that. I don't know. It must be something like this now with the YouTube video as well. So I don't have more than one video open. All I have is this one open. And it's weird to me that you guys can't hear it because it's loud in here. I mean, I have the volume way up. It's like blasting my eardrums out. So I would think that that sound would get picked up by the mic, but somehow the technology must know how to cut it out. Okay. Try another video. Okay, here, I'll go to the original event. All right, so we'll go to GematriaEffectNews 23 and just see if the original video will play. All right, the original video is right here. All right, this is the original video. All right, let me know if you guys can hear this. Okay. I don't know. That is too weird. So, I mean, we've used this program many a times before to stream other videos and share it. I don't know why there's no sound. That is just blowing my mind. That is a bummer, though. But yeah, if you guys do want to watch it, it's just on my other channel, GematriaEffectNews 23. There's a number of videos from there from when we were at Oklahoma City. Oh, you know, by the way, the point I was making about 68 in terror, and this event happening 68 days after the nation's first counterterrorism bill was passed, the AT&T building overlooks this site. And the AT&T building was 68 years old when Oklahoma City blew up, which matters because it was AT&T that made 911 the national emergency dialing code in 68, the same year all those things went into motion that became part of 9/11/2001. So, and AT&T does have that Gematria 41 like terror. What's up, man?
Hey, Zach. For the audio, check OBS and.
I'm not in OBS. I'm in StreamYard.
Oh, okay. Can you try and use your? Can you try and put your desktop as an audio input?
Well, all it is for the audio is it only allows you to choose what mic you want to use. And I'm using I only have one mic set up right now. It's the built-in one for the computer. So yeah, I couldn't explain why it wouldn't work. It's worked in the past.
Try and go into the audio settings and turn off echo cancellation.
That's already on.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's already off?
It's already on.
Oh, turn it off. Try and when you turn it off, try and do the video again. It might be the echo cancellation that's turning off the video audio.
All right, here, we'll try it out. I turned it off. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, bye.
All right, we'll see if that works. Okay. Audio cancellation's off. Let me know if you guys can hear it now.
You gotta go.
Sir, you gotta get your hands off me.
Go.
You guys, I just got here, and when I walked up to the building, they said, "Are you Zach Hubbard?" And they said, "You're not allowed here." And this guy just put hands on me. What's your name?
Leave.
What's your name?
What's your name?
You just asked me my name.
Leave.
Tell me what my name is. You just asked me it.
Hey, Pat, you come out.
Pat's coming out, you guys. We got hands on here. All right, you guys can watch my version, but while we wait for Brian, we'll watch Brian's version instead. Brian tried to get me in his video for one part. Here's the deal. Brian, I have a feeling you're out there watching. Why don't you come on and explain yourself? All right, here's Brian's video.
Elgear just sent me their all-new 3-in-1 charging dock that charges your iPhone, Apple Watch.
Brian making some nice ad revenue off this incident. Skip.
Hold on. What do I have to roll for? You got to roll.
Trespassing.
Come on.
Come on
You got to
property, you're gonna be.
You got to go, man.
This is private property.
Hold on. Come on, brother.
Hey, you don't need to put hands on.
Now let's go.
Listen.
This way, brother.
Listen.
This way. Listen. This way.
I can walk. You don't need to put
Okay,
hands
then,
on.
let's
Straight
go.
up, Pat?
I'm bad, yeah.
Okay, so Pat's gonna put hands on.
Start walking, man. Let's go. Man, go, man. Get on my nerve. Go. Let's go.
Why am I getting on your nerves? Well, here, let me teach you something real quick. Okay, you gotta be arrested. Okay, you guys are good fucking pieces of shit. That's what you guys are. You guys are some sorry ass motherfuckers, and what's wrong with the country?
Okay, this is a video from the channel GematriaEffectNews 23. Zach from that channel took a trip to Oklahoma City to the National Memorial and Museum to exercise his First Amendment right to give his opinion about what happened during that fateful April 19th, 1995 day in Oklahoma City. Rather than get a warm reception from Oklahoma's finest welcome wagon, he encountered a group of power-hungry state agents operating under the guise of security guards. What exactly they're securing, we don't know, but it sure as hell isn't liberty. From the outset, it looks like the guards knew who Zach was and maybe knew a little bit about his message, but arbitrarily decided that his so-called constitutionally protected rights just don't apply there on that property.
You gotta go.
Sir, you gotta get your hands off me.
Go.
You guys, I just got here, and when I walked up to the building, they said, "Are you Zach Hubbard?" And they said, "You're not allowed here." And this guy just put hands on me. What's your name?
Leave.
What's your name?
What's your name?
You just asked me my name.
Leave.
Tell me what my name is. You just asked me it.
Hey, Pat, you come out.
You guys saw how he smirked, right? When I said back to him, I said, you just asked me my name. I mean, it just feels like this guy's in kindergarten. It doesn't remind you of like grade school thing. It's like, nah, my dad's better than your dad. What's your name? What's your name? It's just like, come on, dude. That's what's in your mind right now. What's your name? This guy literally just walked up to me as I was approaching the building and said, "Are you Zachary Hubbard?" And again, as soon as I answered yes, immediately started shoving me. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, I thought, wouldn't you at least imagine that if I answered yes, he'd at least be like, you need to get off the property. You're not welcome here. I mean, he didn't even give me a chance. Immediate hands-on when I said yes. And then there's a little smirk. By the way, you guys, one thing you don't know from this video, though, is I was in that town for several days. I ended up having a lot of conversations with these guys. I wasn't allowed to come on the campus, but I was on the sidewalk in front of it. This guy right here, he watched some of my videos, and he admitted that the information was pretty interesting, and it looked like I might very well be right, but then he explained to me, you know, he's just doing his job. This is the best he can do. He even told me this is the most he's ever been paid. So again, I mean, that's the same trap everyone's in America, right? They're all just doing their job. They're all doing the best they can. His boss told him I need to stay off the grounds. And you'll see who Pimples is. You know, me and Pimples even ended up having a few more conversations, and Pat came down later and listened to more about what I had to say. So at the end of the day, all wasn't lost, but I never did get to go in the museum. Thankfully, Kayla and others came, and they told me some of the things that were in the museum, but I never got to go in. I was kept off the grounds. Okay, here we go.
Pat's coming out, you guys. We got hands on here. Whoa.
Hey, man, you got to roll. Hold on.
You gotta go.
What do I have to roll for? You got to roll. Trespassing.
If you come on property, you're gonna be.
You got to go, man.
This is private property.
Hold on.
Come on, brother.
Hey, you don't need to put hands on.
Now let's go.
Let me just say real quick, this is why it's a good idea to do these events with at least one other person who's also recording. That way you can actually film the personal contact.
That right there is the ripest comment in all of Brian's video, because lo and behold, I'd been asking him for 4 months to promote the event and get his people to come out there. Then again, I did show up days before the actual event. But it's like, man, you could have been right there. I drove all the way from Washington State to speak out about the lies of that day. He could have driven an hour down the road. He would have been there. All right, here we go.
When the camera's in the hands of the guy being pushed around, it's difficult to see who exactly is engaging in the immoral personal contact behavior. I don't care who these people are. Nobody can just walk up to you and start putting their hands all over you and shoving you off the property for no good reason.
Listen,
Wait, this way, brother.
listen.
This way. Listen, this way.
I can walk. You don't need to put
Okay,
hands
then,
on.
let's
Straight
go.
up, Pat?
I'm bad, yeah.
Okay, so Pat's gonna put hands on.
Let's go.
You know, listen, please don't push me. I will walk.
Well, then walk.
I don't. I'm happy to walk. I just don't need to be pushed.
Start walking.
Huh?
Start walking.
What law did I violate coming here?
Start walking, man. Let's go.
Do you know why I'm here?
Yeah, I know.
The actual victims.
Well, let's go.
Why am I here, sir?
Man, go, man. Get on my nerve. Go. Let's go.
Why am I getting on your nerves?
You're getting on my nerves is hilarious. Zach didn't ask to be surrounded by armed security thugs who wanted to put their hands all over him. They walk up to Zach, encircle him, and started pushing him around, and Zach's the one getting on their nerves. This reminds me of people filming in public and an individual walking right up to a running camera complaining how they don't want to be recorded. Well, I wouldn't have recorded you if you didn't jump in front of my operational camera. But wait, there's more.
Come on, man. Let's roll. Let's roll.
Arrested for trespassing. That's it.
So what law did I break?
Trespassing.
You talking too much, man. Let's go. Let's go, man. You talk too much.
Where am I supposed to go? I'm off the property.
Yeah.
I'm off the property.
You're good. You go anywhere,
Off the
you're off the
property,
property.
Well, then stay off of this.
Pat,
Stay off of this.
Pat, you're a sellout to humanity, Pat. You know that?
Whatever, man.
Yeah, whatever. You're a sellout to humanity. Pat is a sellout to humanity. Take a good look at him.
I think that's well said, because that's exactly what this is. This guy is a sellout to humanity. This man and the other two men have arbitrarily decided that they don't want Zach on their property. They're threatening him with trespassing on public property and arrest. And think about the irony here. On the supposed land of the free, home of the brave, these three Americans, rather than defend and celebrate Zach's freedom to do what he's doing on public property, they're there to initiate force and intimidation tactics on him, violating his freedom to exercise his freedom. These men are acting as sellouts of the human race. It's almost like if aliens came down and were looking for human traitors who wanted to sell out their own kind in order to advance the alien race and snuff out the human population. These three would race right to the front of the line and fill out that alien application. Now, Zach says something about the color of this guy's skin that didn't seem necessary to me, and then we've got this right here.
Go.
Straight up. You better get out of my face.
I'm off the property.
Just go.
I'm off the
You
property.
know it's not worth it.
Not worth it?
Yeah.
To educate about what really happened here on April 19, 95? You know what really happened here that
Stay
day?
off the property.
PD. How about that?
You're gonna call PD for what?
Stay off the property, man.
I'm not on the property
inside
anymore.
here.
Badgering somebody.
How am I badgering somebody?
You're getting in his face, talking about.
I'm getting in his face. He's pushing me. Are you guys out of your mind?
So you got in his face.
You should eat less sugar, my man. Help out the skin. Too much sugar. And you should stop being less of a sellout. You know?
Dr. Phil, I
Stop
appreciate
being a
it.
weasel. And get
Weasel?
out of here. Yeah, you're
Here, let me give you all a lesson why I'm
Okay.
really here. What
Okay.
happened on April 1995? What really happened here? Was it the... Pat, come listen. Come learn something. Come learn something, Pat. What really happened here April 1995?
Man, you
We
better
don't
get
have
out
time.
of my face,
We
man.
got enough crap going on.
You got enough crap going on. You guys are just standing around doing nothing.
We're watching you.
Okay.
If you come back on this property,
I'll be
you will
back here
be
with
arrested.
I'll be back here with the megaphone from right here. So I know where building limit is now.
Okay.
So I'll be good. And I'll make sure everybody knows what really happened on April 19th. Who you sellouts work for.
Okay,
Sounds good.
Yeah.
sounds good.
So you guys are happy because
Okay.
you're sellouts?
Definitely.
Just terrorizing good people?
We're not terrorizing. We're
So what you're protecting? Okay, what are you
Yeah.
protecting them for?
protected people that come through here. Get the camera off me.
I'm not-
I do not give you the right to film me.
You don't, in public, you have the right to film
I know.
anybody.
Okay.
Look into the law, buddy. Learn the laws.
Okay.
Yeah, learn the laws.
Okay. Go.
What? Go what?
Get away from me, please.
It's almost like we're dealing with Laurel and Hardy. The guy walks away from the cameraman and then walks back to the cameraman and then says, "Get away from me, please." There's something not quite right about these security guards.
I'm off the property. You guys can go back to your job if you don't want to learn something. But have you guys noticed there's a lot of tragedies on April 19th in history?
Yes.
Why do you think that is? Is it Timothy McVeigh that's responsible for all of them all over the world?
No.
So why do you hear something about April 19th that just makes people act crazy?
No.
So what do you think's really going on?
What do you think? You're the one
I know what's
teaching.
going on. I know what's going on. Pat, come learn something. He's not going to be an ignorant man.
We gotta worry about people in here.
I'm going to talk to Pat. Pat's the most abusive of all three of you.
I know, it's
fine.
Pat's the most sold out of all three of you.
He's not sold out. He works.
Pat, you should look into the Jesuit order.
No.
Ignatius of Loyola became the first superior general of the Jesuits. You know how Jackie Robinson, they made him wear number 42? That's who controls Major League Baseball. I can tell you why they stamp 42 all over black history. It's a real sick joke. But the Jesuits, they run this whole damn nation. They run this whole damn world. April 19th is the day Ignatius of Loyola.
By the way, the reason I just made the point about Jackie Robinson is because it is April 15th. It's Jackie Robinson Day, right? A little bit off topic in a way because I'm trying to make the point, but, you know, you're just flustered. People are pushing you around. Anyway, here we go.
Became the first superior general of the Jesuits. Have you heard of Kabbalah before?
No.
You don't care? You don't care about information? You should look into nutrition, then your acne won't be so bad.
Oh, thanks, Phil. I appreciate it.
Yeah, less sugar. Less sugar. That's what's behind all that acne.
Yeah.
But the Jesuits, they're into Kabbalah. Kabbalah is Jewish mysticism. The Book of Formation is their text. The first page says God created the world with numbers, letters, and words. Numbers, letters, and words.
If you come back on this property.
Well, here, let me teach you something real quick. Okay, you gotta be arrested. Okay, you guys are good fucking pieces of shit. That's what you guys are. You guys are some sorry ass motherfuckers, and what's wrong with the country?
Oh, we're wrong with the country.
Yeah, you are what's wrong with the country. You don't want to know anything.
Okay.
You want to protect lives? Huh?
Why you filming? So you film
So I can document some sorry ass motherfuckers that represent what's wrong with the nation. Tell me something. Were any of you guys in the military? Were any of you in the military? Well, good. That's good. What about you? Well, that's good too. Not good enough to make it in. Is that why you didn't make it?
No, I never tried.
Well, why you want to be a security? Why you want to be a security?
Because I'm protecting this place.
Oh, you're not protecting it today.
I'm getting you on property.
That's not protection. The information I have should be in this museum. Learn Gematria. If you spell out Timothy McVeigh, it equals 201. If you spell out Ignatius of Loyola, it equals 201. If you spell out the Jesuit order, it equals 201. If you spell out Jorge Mario Bergoglio, it's 201. That's the first Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis, the first to ever live in Suite 201 at the Vatican. Look into the Jesuit history. They were saved by Catherine the Great, who preserved the order with 201 Jesuit priests. That's their own history. They would have been gone without her. 201, they do it over and over and over. They put Timothy McVeigh was sentenced to death on June 13th, 97, the day leaving 201 days left in the year. His accomplice, Terry Nichols, guess what his name equals? 201. Supposedly they arrested him in a Mercury Marquis. Guess what that equals? 201.
Okay, thanks for the lesson.
Hey, well, you should look into it because they put him to death 3 months before 9/11. There were 2 towers, then there was 0, then there was 1. All over the nation, there's henchmen like you guys protecting people from the truth. You guys are on the side of evil. Yeah, you guys are scumbags. I'll be back here at the megaphone. Yeah, fuck you. Have a good day. Yeah, okay. Okay, tough guy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you can arrest. You want me to listen? Look at these guys.
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm on my property.
You want to get me arrested.
Private property.
You want to get me arrested? Hey, I'm glad the word's getting out, though. I'm glad you guys knew I was going to be here. But I'll be back with the megaphone within my rights. Yeah, so fuck you. Yeah, fuck you.
You're tough. Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah, all 3 of you are tough.
Yeah. You're tough with your phone.
Okay.
You're tough.
All right, buddy.
Blast this all over Facebook, wherever you're gonna blast. Okay, go do that.
The world needs to see what's wrong. Why do you think we're ruled over by tyrants?
Because we're working.
Why do you think we're ruled over by
Because
tyrants?
we're working. We're wrong. That makes us wrong.
So why did your boss say to remove me?
That's on him. You'd have to ask him.
Have him come out here. I want to talk to him.
Okay.
Yeah, send him out here. Send your boss out here.
But you're right. We do have a job we have to do, and we're doing our job.
And that right there is the problem. Men and women who turn off their minds, sear their conscience, override their better judgment, suspend their humanity, and violate the rights of others in the name of, I'm just doing my job. More evil has been unleashed on this world in the name of, I'm just following orders, or I don't make the laws, I just enforce them. You know what they're saying here? They're really saying, if my orders tell me to enforce evil by violating the rights of others, that's just what I'm going to do. It doesn't matter if it's right or not. And from the perspective of these guys, they get their fulfillment not from doing the right thing, but from doing what they're told, regardless of if it's right or not. They actually claim to be helping and serving people by harming them and suspending their rights.
You're not supposed to put hands on people. You guys are outside. All that's on video camera. You're lucky the police don't give a shit about anything, though. They're not going to do anything. You know, if I put hands on you, they'd be here in 5 seconds.
They would definitely arrest you.
Yeah, the police would be all over my ass. They're not going to do anything to you. I know how it works. I had news media break my camera. The police didn't give two shits. If I broke their camera, would have been in jail.
You know, you invaded personal spaces.
I didn't invade anybody's personal space. You guys got my space. Are you retarded, sir?
No.
I think you are.
Are you? Okay.
No, I didn't. I'm not. I'm a smart guy. I'm a smart guy. You're a retard. You got my space and then just said I got your space. Just shut the fuck up, please.
Oh, I should shut up? You didn't stop talking about that.
Less sugar. Less sugar. You guys, this is what bad acne looks like? It's too much sugar.
You are one piece of shit, you know that?
How am I a piece of shit?
You feel insecure about yourself. You take
I don't feel insecure about myself at all, sir.
Clearly you do.
This is another hilarious part. One of the guys whose own insecurity would not allow a guy with a camera to freely distribute his information is now accusing that guy that they just...
And again, Brian's making an assumption there. I did not have my camera out when I got on the campus. I was walking in there to go to the museum to just get more information. I got into town a day early. I was like, what am I going to do today? I'll go check out the museum. There was no camera out. Just walking up to the door, and here comes this guy. Are you Zachary Hubbard? I was like, whoa, yeah. And then the surprising thing was that he immediately started to shove me. Okay, here we go.
Ganged up on of being insecure. The sad part about this is that the premium grade irony just goes to waste on this guy's brain.
You take it on
I'm giving you real knowledge. Take it out on you guys. You guys come in and start shoving me in the back. Yeah. That's how you get someone to talk shit to you. Learn something.
You know, how about this? How about we just give you your own piece of management? Why don't we just film you all day and say how you like
Go ahead and film me. I don't give two shits.
He likes to
Pull out your camera and film it.
Yeah, you like attention. You're teaching.
Yeah, I am teaching. I just gave you some real knowledge. Where's your boss at? Where's your boss at? Oh, well then how'd you know to come harass me? No, you came up and asked if I was Zach Hubbard. So where's your boss at? Tell your boss, fuck you. Sir, who are you? Did you see what these three guys just did to me? Fuck you is a deserved term. Hey, work on that acne, buddy. Too much sugar. Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, welcome to Oklahoma City. We'll be back with the megaphone then to do the work.
Tyranny in the red state of Oklahoma. Guys, all 77 counties in Oklahoma were red in the last election. And as red as it is, there's just no room in the hearts of some of these people to just let freedom ring. So much for the left versus right paradigm lie. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know, and don't forget to subscribe to my private email list through my website, impactflix.com. I'll see you guys in the next video.
I love how he got all the promotion in there. He's got ads on it. He's advertising his gear. It's like, man, should have mentioned in the video how you were invited and you could have been there, but instead you decided to go on vacation to Las Vegas. So, man. Anyway, if you guys missed out on Oklahoma City, it was a pretty good event. And hold on, we got the best photo from that event. Let me see if I can get the good photo up there from Oklahoma City. If I can get this to show up. All right, hold up. Let me see if I can get it up there. Let me see. Shoot. I thought there was a way to just show my desktop, because my desktop background is the Oklahoma City gathering, but I do want to show you guys this photo for those of you who haven't seen it, because this is a great photo. Hold on. Well, it might be more trouble than I know how to make it work. Let me try out one more thing. Let's see here. Maybe on my Twitter page I can pull it up. Funny, Brian came up first when I did that search. Man. Well, there's a small version of it in the thumbnail. I know we got the full picture somewhere. Maybe it's not under that hashtag. But yeah, we did have a really great group photo from Oklahoma City. We got Chris Emery, the filmmaker, to come out. This is that statue right here. This is the Ann Jesus Webb statue with a nice 68 encoded. Don't forget Catholicism is 68 as well. Club of Rome established in 68. But yeah, it looks like it doesn't want to cooperate. I know the photo's there somewhere. It's a bummer. We actually got two great photos from Oklahoma City in groups. We got one by the restaurant, and then we got another one by the statue. Shoot. Bummer. Oh well. It's okay. Yeah, indeed. R.I.P. Outlaw X. Okay. If anybody else is out there that wants to come and talk about Oklahoma City, April 19th, you guys are welcome to join the stream. It should be the top pinned comment if you want to join. I'm debating, I did say that we should do it every year and try to make it bigger and bigger each year, but I got to admit, you guys, I mean, it just, the point of doing activities and events is to make the knowledge bigger, get it out there more, and everything is down this year. Like, every single thing is down. Support for the work's down, views are down, everything is down. So, despite the effort this year, things have gone down, which is ultimately not good. So, I do like getting out and being out there with people. I mean, that's good no matter what, but yeah, I don't know if we got hit harder in the algorithm for the events we did. It's just things went the wrong direction this year. Nathan's better organized. Nathan's got the photos. I got the photo on my desktop. I just don't know how to I don't know how to get it uploaded. Or hold on. Here, I know what to do. I can get it up, Nathan. That's what I should have done. I should have just retweeted the photo, because I do have it saved to my desktop. That's weird. Okay. All right, here's some of the good memories from the, after Oklahoma City, we did go down to Dallas too. Let me get the right thing up here. Almost got it up. There we go. There we go. So, that's from April 19th. You can see all the the nice smiley faces. Again, there were even more people that came out over the course of the weekend. It's just that was the most people we had gathered at once for a photo. Chris Emery didn't want to be in the photo. He is in the photo. His back's turned, though. He was worried about being on camera. Corey's got his fist up in the background. Corey helped us navigate the town. He spotted the Oklahoma City Thunder general manager for us. But yeah, lots of awesome people came out. I'm sure you recognize a lot of those faces. They got YouTube channels of their own. Yeah, right, The Matrix, Kayla Decode Talker, Fake Mike. Yeah, right. Or I said, yeah, right. RPM Trey and his cousin as well. Rob Antico's back there. Richard Quinn's back there. Frank the Truth Tank's back there. Yeah, and some of these people, man, you would have never known they were in the community. But that's what's cool about getting out there is you just meet people. It's like, wow. You can see Sean. Sean was super cool. He doesn't really participate in the live chat, but yeah, we had an impact. We left a lot of thoughts in a lot of people's minds. But yeah, I just had other people promoted the event. I mean, it could have been just way too. We would have to take a picture from the top of a building to fit everybody in there. Had some other channels promoted the event. So, and we also had this shot right here at Cafe 420. How fitting. The person from the store had their mask on. There's Chigozi. Chigozi got there late. Better late than never. You can see a lot of people got the red faces. Somebody got extra burnt. My head, the top of my head is super burnt. The top of my head got the worst of it. But yeah, some of those people came back out to New York. We had a smaller gathering for Dallas. There's Neo the Hacker. Neo the Hacker. Jeremy White. The Beautiful Sisters. Truth and Justice for You. Truth and Justice for You. Angel Baby's there. Blake's there. But yeah, it is fun getting together. It's just, yeah, it's a lot of effort, and I don't know if it's gonna get us more censorship and squash what we do the rest of the year. It's just like, is it worth it? All right, well, high Impact Flix. Oh yeah, again, just the thing about him uploading it 228 days later just seemed weird to me. Again, OKC siege in history happened on 2/28, and that's what Timothy McVeigh said he blew up the Oklahoma City bombing for. But what did I type? I meant to type in Waco siege. Waco siege on 2/28. Bryant re-uploads the video 228 days after April 19th. Is it a coincidence? Or is he following instructions? So, I do find that a little bit curious. Better late than never. What's up, Rob? Yeah, we can leave it there for now, you guys. We can leave it there for now. And yeah, Brian, if he responds, I'm sure it'll probably be in a room by himself, talking in his D-Live channel with the same old tired lines. So. Well, Michelle, you can't learn it in a week, but thanks for downloading the books. Yeah, for people like Michelle who are new here, If you go to my website, GematriaEffect.news, you're more than welcome to buy the books. I appreciate all the financial support that does come in. But you can also download my ebooks for free. GematriaEffect.news is the website. And if you just scroll down, you'll see this photo here just above it. Download ebooks for free. Click that link, take you to this page, and then you got these paper clips here beneath the images of the books. Just click on those and you'll download the book right to wherever your phone or your computer saves files to. And you can read them as long as you have a PDF reader, which is also free. So, or if you have other ebook types of readers, you can read them in that way, but PDF reader will get the job done. And yeah, it'll definitely are there people subscribed to this page? There's 29 subscribers here. Shout out to whoever those 29 people are. I've never set up the financial component to this site, so I'll have to look into that. I only set up this page just so I could have this one. Yeah, don't expect me to put any more content on my Subscribe Star. I just set this page up because it's easy to just put up one post and have things downloadable there. So anyhow. Yeah, shout out to Daria. Daria's been out to Oklahoma City with us, New York City. Based Capone, it wasn't a new upload by Brian. He re-uploaded that video. He made that video the day it happened. That video is from April. So I think the same troll with the high-pitched voice is in. Do you guys want to hear the troll with the high-pitched voice? Maybe he came to represent Brian. Let me know if you guys want to hear the troll. Honestly, he's not very interesting. And his voice is kind of like nails on the chalkboard. But if you guys want to hear from the troll, he is here. So Gina's trying to send a super chat. You don't have to do that, Gina. You've already been so generous. Thank you for all your generosity, Gina. You've done enough. I appreciate it. You guys must be bored. It looks like the people responding want to hear from him. The people who didn't want to be here, they signed off. Okay. All right. Welcome back, troll. By popular demand, the people in the room, they want to hear you. What's going on? What? Well, I put him on. He signed off himself, so. Okay. I'll give him a couple more minutes to come back. I see the Packers did beat the Bears today. Today has 58 date numerology. Packers get to 5-8. Rodgers gets his 58th road win of the regular season, and he gets his 58th win against the NFC North, his division. I forget if that was on the road all time or for his career. But you just got to say, what are the odds all that? All those 58s, and of course in Gematria, Freemasonry equals 58 like secret society. And what's Freemasonry's symbol? The big G like the Packers. Well, what's up, 607?
Yo, I just wanted to say that it's 58 date numerology. Pittsburgh loves 58. Yeah, they won today, and the Falcons fell to 5-8. Right. And in the Jets-Vikings game today, earlier this week I saw how it was connected to George Floyd.
Well, the big thing is, again, they get to 6-1 at home, just like they got 6-1 earlier in the season. They were established in 61. Royal family equals 61. They were the first team to win in the UK this year after the Queen died on the opening day. So I see what you're saying though with George Floyd, just George Perry Floyd 102. They're 10-2. Okay.
George Floyd was driving the CL 320.
Right.
It was a Mercedes 320.
I know. I've covered it 1,000 times. Killed in front of police cruiser 320.
And the
Roman
Jets
Catholic
game
Church
today,
320 in 94. Minneapolis on Interstate 94. I know.
the Jets game got to 3. The score was on the scoreboard. The score looked like 3-20.
Okay,
And-
3-20. I see.
Yeah.
And the thing with George Floyd, it was similar to what happened in New York City with Eric Garner. So that's interesting.
Right. Yep. And the Vikings got their 102nd all-time win against the AFC.
Okay.
And yeah, just the 10-2, and Kirk Cousins is the 102nd pick in his draft.
Okay.
And the Jets are kind of like the Jets and New York City, Twin Towers, Twin Cities, and yeah, that's just, it's undeniably connected to George Floyd, and it's just amazing how they do it.
Yeah.
But the
Here, just since you're talking about George Floyd, for people who don't know, the stream's about 201. His full name, George Perry Floyd, in the alphabetic order is 201. Again, he was killed exactly 201 weeks after Adama Traore, who was killed on the 201st day of the year in France, where the Jesuits are from, and both of their names were protested together in Europe. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's 107 days. This is the point I remember now. I just sometimes go blank when I'm making these calls. But what I wanted to say was, it's 107 days after Kirk Cousins' birthday, who was the 102nd pick. And as we know, 107 was a big number with 9/11, because it happened when Rudy Giuliani was the 107th mayor of New York City. It was 107 days after his birthday. Military equals 107. And then we invade Afghanistan on October 7th, a date written 10/7. And so today they're doing this George Floyd 9/11 parallel, like the 102 minutes of terror. Now the Vikings are 10-2, and with the quarterback who was the 102nd pick, and it's just clearly synced up with Floyd, because today is 132 weeks exactly, 132 exactly since George Floyd, and today was Cousins' 132nd career start. So it's undeniably perfectly synced. Just, again, like, to the people like in the chat and listening to this, look this up. Go from May 25th, 2020 to today, 12/4, and it's 20 is the 4th because 4 represents death. 12/4/2022. It's 132 weeks exactly. Now go to Kirk Cousins' page. Today was his 132nd start. But what's also funny is it was his 137th game. So they have games and starts separated. It's his 137th game, and 137 is the 33rd prime, like police equals 33. And the game became 3-3 at one point in the game. The game got to 3-3, and his 132nd start. And I believe 132 is a Catholic Church number too. So just, and like 320, Roman Catholic Church, I believe is 320. And he's pulled out of the Mercedes CL 320.
All right, I just said all that, and again, it's St. Paul, it's the Twin Cities, it's totally Catholic. The biggest building there is a huge Catholic building. It's on Interstate 94. Roman Catholic Church is 320 and 94. Catholic Church alone is 132, like United States of America. Like you just made the point about 132. So.
Yep, and yeah, just that's just what I wanted to bring up. Just the clear, undeniable connection that the score would get to 3-20. Like, that just is undeniable. And like earlier this week, I was already seeing how it was synced with Floyd, and then for the game to become 3-20, like, unreal. And just, yeah, I guess I'll just save that for Wednesday night, because it has to do with kind of just The date Charlotte's Web, the original Charlotte's Web, the date that it came out.
Just save it for Wednesday, like you said.
Yeah, I'll save it.
All right, see you, man.
All right, peace.
Later. Okay. I like that guy, but you don't know how often he calls me, and he's like reading off my football notes that I put out, reading exactly back to me what I put out. I'm like, why do I need this phone call right now? Why are you reading to me what I just posted and put online? Like, what's going on? Okay. Anyway. Oh, the troll came back. All right, just since. All right, maybe he's adjusting his voice. He's ready now. He's ready. All right. So what's up? Reach a lot, Hubbard. What's up?
Yeah, man. You don't feel like you're reaching?
So what am I reaching on?
The 228 days.
How's it a reach?
If it was 201 days, yeah. The 228, you're reaching exactly.
So how far back can you go on my site and document 228 Waco and Oklahoma City? When did I first document that?
So you think he's a shield?
Well, answer the question. How long ago did I first document 228 Waco and Oklahoma City?
I'm not knocking that.
If I documented it 8 years ago on my website, which I did, is it a reach to bring it up and say, isn't that kind of weird that he reposted it 228 days later?
So you think the Jesuits? This is an honest question.
Oh, hold on before you say anything. I got to change the audio settings. Okay. The echo should go away. I didn't.
Yeah,
I know you're a troll, but I already said that. I don't know that he's a Jesuit. It could be a coincidence that he's had the same commercial saying he's 54 years old for 2 or 3 years, and his name equals 54. It's possible it's a coincidence.
Here we go. Reach a lot, Hubbard. It's really frustrating, man. You and your numbers. Like you need to wake up, man. Jesus is the way, and that's it. The Holy Spirit. That's all you need. You don't need numbers.
Well, what's your theory on why Brian would repost a video 228 days after Oklahoma City in light of the significance of that number to the nation and its history?
I just think it's a coincidence. I mean, I do find it odd he didn't mention your new channel. He mentioned the channel you haven't posted on.
Because it's the same video. It's the same video he uploaded on April 15th.
Oh, so he just reposted the same video?
Right. Why did he repost the same video?
Well, yeah, that's odd. But anyway, man, I don't want to keep going on, man. Read the Bible. Believe in Jesus. So you won't go to hell, man. That's it. Bye.
Okay. Congrats on taking it. I'm sure he took advantage of the football picks. The only two games that I thought looked like winners this morning in the NFL were the Packers and the Eagles. And they were. Extra tight week. Well, his voice kind of reminds me of a lot of people that come from the same tribe as the FTX guy, they all have kind of that sound in their voice. So just like I've always speculated, because I mean, who else would be trolling me 24? I think like a lot of my trolls are younger and ooish, and probably the offspring of maybe powerful ooish families that benefit from the knowledge, who don't want the information out there. And then they have like some worthless children. It's like, what are we going to do with these kids? Well, let's just have them go online and troll the people who are exposing us. It's a theory I got. So. Yeah, he does sound like that exactly, Greg Fi. 1,000,000%. So. And notice he goes out and tells you to believe in, the character they created for the Goyim. Remember, Goy equals Christian, equals authority, equals government. They all equal the same thing. Yeah, again, for all the people that say it's me attacking Brian, Brian's used my work and advertised it and sold on stuff. I've never used anything of Brian's. Brian's never put anything out that I used. So, yeah, I just find it interesting that, like, he'll copy the work, but then he'll leave out the gematria piece. And he obviously has people in his audience who are interested in the work. So why doesn't he share it with them? Okay, here, before I get off, in other news, for one more 201, did you see Gavin Newsom? Gavin Newsom's coming through with the reparations. $223,000 for every black citizen in California. They're not saying it's going to happen, but they're speculating it. We know where that 223 number comes from. But this article by News, oh, by the way, this was the news on December 2nd, the day leaving 29 days left in the year. Every black citizen might get $223,000. Again, what a day for the headline. From the UK to the US, this was everyone's headline on the day leaving 29 days left in the year. Who could notice that Newsweek posted 59 minutes after the hour? Slave, Negro, Blues, Rost, all 59. Gavin Newsom's 55 years old right now to go with reparations. But here's what else stood out to me. Look at the article or the picture that Newsweek chose. July 20th, the 201st day of the year. Members of the Bruce family are asked to stand to be recognized during a ceremony on July 20th, 2022 to return ownership of Bruce's Beach to the descendants of a black family who had the land stripped from them nearly a century ago in Manhattan Beach, California. And again, there's been a lot of 201 in the divisive racially based rituals. George Floyd's a huge example. Again, first major gun control act 201 days after MLK's death. So on and so forth. Michael Brown, 201, right next to the Jesuit school in St. Louis. Michael Brown, where Black Lives Matter jumped off, and then Black Lives Matter got a whole new level of recognition after George Floyd, two major 201 rituals. Gavin Newsom, of course, is a Jesuit. Who can wait for Gavin Newsom to turn 56 years old? Do you remember the Dave Chappelle skit about when black people get reparations? Dave Chappelle equals 56 like Society of Jesus, like Gavin Newsom's going to turn 56 next year in 2023, 2023, not too far from this 223 number. Oh, I see that George Foreman comment. That is that's me, man. George Foreman. All right. Hey, speaking of 59, just to make a point, let me go back to George Foreman and what happened to his daughter not too many years back. Rita Foreman dead at 42 on George Foreman's 59th day of his age. Again, if you guys are new here, in my book, Letters and Numbers, there's a chapter about the rituals of 42 and 59 in Black history. Like February equals 42. It ends on the 59th day of the year. Slavery 42, slave 59. By the way, Dane Calloway, his family, he's fine, but he has 5 children and a wife, and several of them came down with some illness Friday, so he's taking care of the sick household. He didn't say if he was sick himself, but our interview got postponed for that reason, which is kind of a bummer. But yeah, George Foreman, it was his 59th day of his age. And just the March 9th thing, too. It happened on March 9th. Kind of reminds of MLK and Malcolm X both being killed at age 39. But just that 42-59 thing. She died in Houston, Texas, 181 land, the 42nd prime. The George Foreman grill removes 42% of the fat. You know, you'd never get these jokes unless you knew gematria. So, Shout out to Jennifer. What's up, Jennifer? Jennifer's Chewy Bad Dog. All right, just reading some comments. Well, you know, if Brian was going to come on, I think he would have came on by now. Here, I'll give you guys one more. I'll give you one more closing thought. Timothy McVeigh, again, just as a reminder, Timothy McVeigh, the Turner Diaries. Supposedly, he was inspired to do what he did, and this will tie in with what's going on right now. But supposedly, Timothy McVeigh was inspired by the book, The Turner Diaries, and again, Oklahoma City happened on April 19th, 19/4. You see how the Turner Diaries is 194? It's also 86 and 103, like Jesuits, 86 and 103. And that Clinton had that, oh, what's her name? Is it Jennifer Flowers? Hold on. Jennifer Flowers, is that her name? Oh, it's with a G. The Oklahoma City bombing happened on her 86th day of her age. And the thing about Clinton and his affair was at that same time, and I can't remember if her name is coded 80. Yeah, her name is 86. Her name is 86. 86th day of her age. Jesuits, 86. There's some other pieces of it that I'm forgetting. But the Turner Diaries has that encoded. And the thing about the Turner Diaries, in light of where it connects with today, is the Capitol insurrection. Remember, that happened 201 days after the only Confederate statue in D.C. fell, right? And the Turner Diaries is about a white supremacist uprising blowing up a federal building in D.C. You have Bill Maher, who's been saying now since January 6th that January 6th was the 93 World Trade Center bombing, and it's only a matter of when the next chapter will unfold, which will be like 9/11. And then, of course, you had Kamala come out and compare the January 6th insurrection to 9/11 in Pearl Harbor. But yeah, again, that's why you learn this little simple code. You just see how all of the elements are so perfect. And again, Jennifer Flowers, who was the big affair, you know, at the time, she's from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And there's other little things like the guy who got put to death the same day the building blew up, who tried to blow up the same building in 83, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 83, you know. Anti-terrorism bill 1995. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, just it being in 95, the Jesuits were created to counter the 95 Theses. Hold on. Right here, February 10th, 95, 41st day of the year. Keating was the governor of Oklahoma. See his birthday. Keating, born February 10th, same day the counterterrorism bill passed, 68 days before the big explosion while he was governor. That day can be written 10/2 like 102, the reflection of 201, which goes with the whole art of war thing, which is all about deception. And he became governor in that year, 95. You got the two Jesuits, him at Georgetown, Clinton at Georgetown, synced up with both of them. Anyway. And if you guys want to look up his brother's book, The Final Jihad, it used to be in the library. I checked it out at the Seattle library back when I found out about it. It was republished in April of 96, so a year after it happened, but This book had a publishing date prior to. It was taken out of print and put back in. So that's the more recent publishing date. But again, this book is like this thick. There's no way you can write a book like that in a year. And again, you got a Tom McVeigh, and you got the same building that's blown up in the book. It's got the skull and cross, or it's got a skull on the cover. That's what it's got. Reminding that Clinton went to Yale between the two Bush presidents. The final jihad, when the best of the worst finally come for us. Okay. All right. All right, we got nobody in the room. We got no Brian. We'll leave it there, you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Possibly a Sunday night show tonight. We'll see. Again, lately I've been spending more time in the evening with Sweet Lady. She's been working extra hard, so. Possibly there's a Sunday night show. But that's also kind of why I did this stream right now, in case there isn't one. Give people an opportunity to come on. But it seems everyone's shy today, so. We'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your day. Till next time, Truth Seeker.